Hey guys, it's your boy ZombieLev, and today I want to discuss with you what I think about which characters are best to use for guild raids. Okay, to start off, you'll see that I divided this into four categories, and if you don't see the heroes that you usually use, it doesn't mean that they're bad, but they're not necessarily the most optimal in order to deal maximum damage for the raid bosses. Let me discuss first my categories here, and then we'll move on to my generic team compositions for each element right after. First up is optimal for mono or mixed element. I personally feel that these characters have the right party buffs or the right chain skills that can fit in with a lot of the different team compositions of the different elements. That's why I put them here. And then next we have optimal for mono element only. This is mainly because of their party buff being element specific, while there are also some here, say like Vishavak and Bianca. I feel that they fit more with the specific element only despite being able to blend with others. Next is optimal for mixed element only. It's because, for example, like Mia and Elvira, they don't really fit in too well with a fire team because fire units right now are focused more on melee, so they're better off with other elements that go on range. Same goes for Hecate. She's not really the most optimal character, but she's a good connector for the chain skills. And lastly, I want to give special mentions to these three rare heroes. Elvira, where she doesn't really need her EX, but instead you can give her just about any elemental gun to blend in with the team. And then we also have Coco and Gremory, who are basically defense debuffers. So you don't really need to upgrade them too high, you just need them to do their job and make sure that they survive during the fight. Now let's discuss my usual team compositions for each element, starting off with the light team, where Gabriel is my leader here now because she does stuns really fast. And we also have Neva and Lapis for light attack up, and Eugene for melee attack up for their party buffs. You might notice that these four characters can't really chain all together, but that's fine because since Gabriel can stun so fast, you can do pretty much 3 rounds of chaining across the 1 minute period of attacking a guild raid boss with Gabriel as the leader. Next is my not so basic team, making use of Nari, Idol Eva, Hecate, and Tinya, where they can make a full chain skill altogether. For Hecate and Tinya, you can give them basic element weapons so that they can maximize on Idol Eva's party buff. Now, this team composition was very specific against Archfiend, so it might vary later on depending on the boss we're fighting. And also, Nari is actually pretty slow when it comes to stunning the raid boss, so it might be better to make use of Idol Eva, who has a faster weapon skill regen speed and higher stun rate. Next is the dark team, where you'll see this is a almost full melee team, and you would want Eugene to make use of a generic dark two-hand sword or even an extra predator. Now the thing here is you might want to switch around between Beth or Lupina as the leader depending on the type of guild raid boss you're fighting. It all depends on who can do a stun much faster. Next is my water team, where Garam, Elvira, and Coco are my staple units here. And for the fourth unit, sometimes I switch between Bianca and Mia depending on who does better in general. Now for this lineup, you have to make sure that you give Elvira a water rifle so that she can also maximize on Garam's party buff. And also, like I mentioned earlier, I would sometimes swap out Bianca for Mia if the guild raid boss does too much damage and I need some heals along the way. Alright, we're down to discussing 2 more elements, and next up is the Earth theme, where Bari is my usual leader here. Now, depending on the raid boss, Bari can sometimes stun really fast, like 2 activation of weapon skills, you can stun the boss right away. When that is the case, you chain together Bari, Nari, and Gremory together and you maximize on the airborne status for the additional range damage, and then you do a second stun and make use of Tinya's Chain for another airborne. And that's pretty much how you maximize an Earth team against raid bosses. And lastly, for my not so fire team, I'm using Akayuki, Beth, Lupina, and Eugene, who can all chain together. Do take note though that this setup is prior to Lynn arriving in the global servers, and also I don't have any experience with Plitfist, that's why I can't put her in this team. And that's it for this discussion, guys. So what do you think about my opinion, my team lineups? Do you think there's something better that you should let me do? Hit me up, and I'd be more than happy to give it a try on the next raid. See you around.